example, mom is a palindrome. Just to put a comment here, we have dad, we have madam. So these are just a few examples of a palindrome. So we are going to check if this string is a palindrome, so we are going to return true, which is a boolean. So if it's not a palindrome, like let's say hello, we are going to return false. So let's get started. So the first thing that we need to do is create a variable. Let's say reversed. So I'm going to use late reversed. So what we need to do to solve this challenge is, first of all, we need to turn this string into an array, then reverse that array, join that array together, then compare if the string that we pass in when we are calling the isPalindrome function is actually the same as this the variable that we created. So let me actually show you what the challenge is all about. So let's say it equals to, I'm going to take this str dot split actually turns a string into an array. So, and actually you can preview that one. Let me just say log console.log. I log this variable, copy, just pass it here, save. Let me actually need to call this function so that we can preview it on the browser. So then I pass in like my name, so in a string, let's say Brian. Let's see what the split does. It actually turns the name Brian into each character in an array. B is going to be at index 0, R 1. So remember the arrays are 0 index. So let's see Brian. So this is an array. So we can add on that one. So dot, actually that means like you are calling a function on that specific thing. So dot reverse. So we are going to reverse sorry, not actually here dot reverse. So we are going to change this function. I'm going to explain what it does. Reverse. So let's actually log it and see what it does. So let me refresh. You see, it reversed the string. So what we need to do is actually join this back into a string. And how do we do that? So we come here, dot join. Dot join actually is the opposite of dot split. Split actually turns a string into an array, and join turns back into a string. I hope you get the logic. So then we need to pass in a delimiter of a single quote. Let's see what we get. Refresh my browser. We get Brian, which is our argument that we passed in when we were calling isPalindrome function, but in a string format. Now we need to compare this reverse string and establish if it's a palindrome. So how do we do that? So I'm actually going to get rid of this one. So so we are going to return. So return. So what are we returning? So we are going to compare str. Then we use use the triple sign. That's a strict operator. So I'll explain on my series. So if you haven't watched JavaScript basics, so I'll release a video next week. So I will cover like the basics of JavaScript. So don't worry if you don't understand what this means. It's actually, it's actually the same if I use 2 equal signs, but I'd rather use 3 because I'm strictly comparing this string with reversed. So copy. So what are we doing here? So I return this reversed, I split it, I turned into an array, then I reversed that array, then join that array together. So what we are having here is actually a reverse of the str. So we are going to compare if this str reads the same as forward and backwards. So I'm going to call this function. Let me actually cut it. I'm going to log, then call the function. So let's see what we get. False, probably because Brian is not a palindrome. So what if we pass in like dad? Refresh, we get true. And actually there are a couple ways that you can solve this one. Instead of returning the str here, you can use the if. So you can use the if. So there's a lot of ways you can solve the problem. So let me know in the comment section if you have any other ideas on how to solve this challenge. So that is it for today. See you on the other video. Don't forget to subscribe, guys. I'm giving you a minute. Hit that subscribe button. Alright, thank you. See you on the other video.